Alright, let's dive into something that's both fascinating and a little unsettling: counterfeit drugs. Now, you might think identifying fake pills requires some high-tech, lab-coated wizardry, but what if I told you it could be way simpler? Like, plastic cup and stir plate simple. Sounds crazy, right? But that's exactly what a technique called disintegration fingerprinting is all about. And personally, I think this is a game changer, especially for regions where counterfeit drugs are a massive issue. Here's the deal: imagine you've got a pill, and you're not sure if it's the real deal. Instead of sending it off to a lab for expensive testing, you drop it into a cup of water on a stir plate. Add a microcontroller, a servo, and an IR sensor, basically, stuff you could cobble together from a hobbyist kit, and you're good to go. As the pill dissolves, the sensor tracks how the light reflects off the particles in the water. That reflection pattern? That's your disintegration fingerprint. And here's what's wild: this method can distinguish between real and fake pills with 90% accuracy. It can even tell the difference between generic and brand name versions of the same drug. I mean, how cool is that? But let's pause for a second. What makes this really interesting is the simplicity. You don't need $1 million lab setup. This is something that could be deployed in low-income areas where counterfeit drugs are rampant. And while it's not perfect, it doesn't work on 10% of drugs, and you need a known good sample for comparison, it's still a huge step forward. In my opinion, this is the kind of innovation that could save lives by adding a layer of quality control at the last mile of drug distribution. Now, you might be thinking, why not just use machine vision? And sure, that's an option, but here's the thing: machine vision can be fooled by clever counterfeits. A fake pill might look identical to the real thing on the outside, but its internal composition could be completely different. Disintegration fingerprinting, on the other hand, looks at how the pill breaks down, which is much harder to mimic. It's like comparing a surface-level inspection to a deep dive into the pill's DNA. What this really suggests is that sometimes, the most effective solutions aren't the most complex ones. If you take a step back and think about it, this technique is essentially leveraging the unique dissolution signature of a pill. It's almost like a fingerprint, hence the name. And that's what I find so fascinating. We're not just looking at the pill, we're watching how it behaves in a controlled environment. It's a completely different approach to authentication. One thing that immediately stands out is the potential impact on global health. Counterfeit drugs aren't just a nuisance, they're a public health crisis. In some parts of the world, up to 30% of medications are fake. That's terrifying. So, a low-cost, accessible method like this could be a lifeline. Of course, it's not a silver bullet. You still need access to known good samples, and it won't work for every drug, but it's a huge step in the right direction. This raises a deeper question, though: why isn't this already widespread? I mean, the technology seems relatively straightforward. Is it a matter of awareness? Funding? Or are there regulatory hurdles I'm not considering? It's something to think about. Because if this method is as effective as the research suggests, it feels like it should be part of the standard toolkit for drug verification. Finally, let's zoom out for a second. This isn't just about pills. It's about trust. When you take a medication, you're putting your faith in the system, from the manufacturer to the distributor. But that system isn't foolproof. Counterfeits slip through the cracks, and the consequences can be deadly. Techniques like disintegration fingerprinting remind us that innovation doesn't always have to be flashy. Sometimes, it's about finding clever, practical ways to solve big problems. So, here's my closing thought: what if we could apply this kind of thinking to other industries? What other simple, effective solutions are out there, waiting to be discovered? It's a question worth exploring. And who knows? Maybe the next big breakthrough will come from something as humble as a plastic cup and a stir plate. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below.